I tell you what, why don't we go to the right screen here? It was just going to be me and Graham, but it's not. It's Graham and Mike on the right-hand side. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to our second. It's our second, isn't it? Our second Edexcel A-Level Business live revision session. And last week we did theme 1. And we're back to doing some theme 1 today, but this time it's people. So Graham and Mike, give me an overview as to what we're doing, how you want the session to run, and then we will flick the switch and off we go.
Hello everyone. As you can see, I've lent Mike my hair for this for this session. I'm getting it back at the end. So lots like last week, lots of different activities, all based around people from theme 1 of the Edexcel A-Level Business specification. We've got MCQs, we've got on balance, we've got give me 3, you name it, we've got it. We would love you to use the chat window where possible. So for example, in terms of the MCQs, you will be given a question, 4 possible answers. Type your answer into the chat window. Any queries you've got, please type them in the chat window and we will try and pick those up. But we're going to have a little starter activity before we begin the main event, and it's called the big reveal. So what we'd like you to do is, there are 5 clues, all leading to the name of a particular business. So we'll show you each clue. If you can guess the name of the business from the clue, please type it in the chat window. Let's go to clue number 1. It was founded in 2012. So if you're thinking to yourself, well, I know a business that was founded in 2012, type it in the chat window. That is a difficult one. I think we're probably best going straight to clue number 2. So in 2020, and this made headline news, it was valued at over 1 billion in 2020. Really topical business and a great one to follow through your studies. It's not Facebook. No, it's not Facebook. Great guess though, Zoe, but it's not Facebook. I don't know when the Facebook was founded. I think it might have been before that. It's not KFC. Should we have a look at clue number 3? It's about to open its first physical store on Regent Street. So by inference, that tells us that it is predominantly, well, still is at the moment, an online business. It is about to open its first physical store on Regent Street. It was meant to open a few months back, but there were some issues. So it's an online business. It's not Amazon. Good guess though, Zoe. Shall we have a look at clue number 4? Athleisure. So that gives you an idea of the type of products this business sells. It's a business with real bite as well. So athleisure, valued at 1 billion, and I think we have the first correct answer. Should we have a look at clue number 5? And clue number 5, it was set up by Ben Francis in his parents' garage, I do believe. It is Gymshark. Well done, everyone. And what's really interesting is it's a really good one to follow, because they're moving into physical stores where predominantly they were an online business. And the reason they're moving into physical stores is obviously, to try and increase sales revenue, but it's more about building the brand. So it's all about brand awareness as opposed to, just increasing sales revenue. So by building the brand, by having it on Regent Street next to stores like Apple and Burberry, it really trying to position itself as a luxury retailer. Well done, everyone. So let's start with some MCQs. So you got a question there. All you need to do is decide whether the correct answer is A, B, C, or D. So we got a flat organizational structure. Which of those is an advantage of that structure? Is it there is a narrow span of control? Is it communication is quicker? Is there more promotional opportunities? Are worker responsibilities clear? What do we think? Is it A, is it B? Is it C, or is it D? It's certainly one of those. So we've got lots of answers coming in. So what do we think? I think the majority is going for B. Jim, what is the answer? It is B. So obviously there are fewer layers in the hierarchy, shorter chain of command, potentially, quicker communication. And there's lots of benefits of that, maybe able to respond more quickly to changes in the market. So let's have a look at the next MCQ. So we've got 4 motivational theories on screen. Which one is the human relations theory? Now, individually, these individual motivation theories have never been examined by Edexcel in terms of, so there's never been a specific question on Taylor, Maslow, Mayo, or Hertzberg. So, it's one maybe to look out for. So whose theory of motivation is called the human relations theory? Lots going for Mayo. Let's a couple of more seconds there. Let's have a look. Jim, what is the correct answer? Is C. Just out of interest, in the chat window, can someone type in for me what Taylor's motivational theory is called? What do we think Taylor's? So we know Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Hertzberg 2-factor. What is Taylor's motivational theory called? Any ideas? It'd be great if we could see that in the chat window. So we've got Mayo, human relations, Maslow, hierarchy of needs, Hertzberg 2-factor. And what do we think Taylor is? Any ideas of what Taylor's motivational theory is? Well, not yet. It is scientific management. Good stuff. Let's have a look at the next MCQ. So the number of subordinates who report to a manager is called span of control, chain of command, hierarchy, or empowerment. What do we think? Span of control, chain of command, hierarchy, empowerment. What do we think? Oh, so we seem to be split at the minute between A and B. We seem to be split between A and B. Let's have a look at the answer. It is A. It is a span of control. So span of control is how many employees or subordinates a particular manager is responsible for. So, for example, in a flat organizational structure, a manager may be responsible for 10 employees. That's quite a wide span of control. In a tall organizational structure with narrower spans of control, a manager may be only responsible for 2 or 3 employees. So it is span of control. It is really important. There's a lot of key terms in people, and it is just absolutely. This was picked up in this year's examiner's reports, how some students were confusing some of the key terms in this summer's exam papers, which led to answers which weren't achieving the higher marks. It is really, really crucial that you are on top of every single key term on the specifications. If you get a question on span of control and start writing about empowerment or chain of command, then that's really going to limit the marks you can get. Let's move on to the next question, please. So, which management style involves a dominant figure deciding what is best for employees? It's an autocratic, democratic, paternalistic, laissez-faire. What do we think? Which management style involves a dominant figure deciding what is best for employees? This is another tricky one. So we're again split between the two here. It is one of A or B. Again, would you believe? So let's reveal the answer. It is paternalistic. So it's acting like the parent, really. So you've got a dominant person who decides what's best for employees. So it is a paternalistic management style. I think that might be the end of the MCQs. I think so. Let's find out. Can we move on to the next one? No, there's not. There's one more. There's one more. Which of the following is a role of an entrepreneur? This is the final one. Is it self-confidence? Is it hardworking? Is it resilience? Is it creating a business? Which of the following is a role of an entrepreneur? Is it A, is it B? Is it C, or is it D? What do we think? Now, what's interesting about this question is the role of an entrepreneur has been examined, I think, a couple of times by Edexcel, and you have to be very, very specific with drawing information from the specification in your answers. Let's reveal the answer before I explain this a little bit more. It is D, creating a business is classified on the Edexcel specification as a role of an entrepreneur. What are the others? So if that is a role of an entrepreneur, what is self-confidence, hardworking, and resilience? What do you think? You might have creativity, could be another one. So what links the other three? If D is a role of an entrepreneur, what are the others? There is a distinction on the Edexcel specification. Hannah, well done. They are, can we get that one on the screen, please, Jim? They are characteristics of an entrepreneur. Now, if you get a question on characteristics of an entrepreneur, maybe assessing whether creativity is the most important characteristic of an entrepreneur, and you start talking about the role of an entrepreneur, then you're not demonstrating accurate knowledge and understanding. So there is a distinction between role and characteristics. Make sure you are on top of all these key year 12 concepts, because again, if you get these confused in the exam, you're going to limit the amount of marks you can get. I think I'm going to hand you over to Mike now.
Thanks, G, and hello everyone. Our next activity is called On Balance, and the question on the screen asks you to outline 2 benefits of moving from a centralized structure to a decentralized structure. So put your answers in the chat window, please. You don't have to do them both together, you can do them individually. So as you type them, outline 2 benefits of moving from a centralized structure to a decentralized structure. Benefits, first of all, we're looking for 2 ideally. Type them into the chat window. Benefits or advantages here. Thanks, Zoe. A few more seconds for people still working. Benefits from moving from a centralized structure to a decentralized structure. More answers coming through now. Well done, folks. Good work. And some of the better ones are coming up on the screen. So improving staff motivation, giving junior managers a say in decision making. Yeah, that would certainly be a feature of moving from a centralized to a decentralized structure. Saving money, so you maybe need to be just a little bit more precise, give a little bit more information. And the same with some of the other answers coming through here. Quicker problem solving is a great answer as well. Well done, Juliana. Let's have a look on the screen, please, Jim, at a couple we've suggested. And we should be able to see some of the ones that you have contributed already. So it may increase motivation if a feature of decentralized structures is, of course, that decision making is spread out, so that more junior managers are going to have a say in decision making, as somebody said there in the chat window. And that can prove motivational. Giving junior managers more power may increase motivation, make them feel more important. And it may also allow them to make decisions quicker that allow them to respond more quickly to changing market conditions in that particular area. So if you think about a global organization operating in different countries, maybe in different time zones, different cultures, the local managers being able to make decisions may make the business more successful because they're more able to deliver products that the local customers want. Great stuff. Well done. Well, this activity is called On Balance, and we've got some scales there on the screen, so you'll be able to work out what's coming next. We're looking now for 2 drawbacks, 2 disadvantages, moving from a centralized structure to a decentralized structure. Looking for balance in our answer. So drawbacks now, disadvantages, moving towards a centralized structure. Why might it be problematic? Again, you don't have to type them both in the same message. You can put them through individually. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, that's that's very possible, isn't it? Inconsistency between stores or within the same organization. Yes, we may get poor decisions made, and the next comment there adds to that. Lack of qualified managers. The managers may not have the skills to be able to make the best decisions, and of course, yes, it may prove stressful and may make some people uncomfortable. While some people respond well to additional responsibility, others perhaps find it intimidating or stressful. Brilliant. Let's have a look at our suggestions, please, Jim. And that first one that came through really quickly, I think, from Zach, harder to maintain consistency. Yeah, you've got different people making decisions in different areas, perhaps. So it's harder to maintain that consistency across the organization. And if we've got managers who are making their own decisions about perhaps suppliers, which suppliers to go with, it may mean that the business misses out on or that economies of scale are reduced, may even lead to diseconomies of scale if there's issues with control and coordination. A few more come through in the chat window there, and you can see them on the screen. Too many voices may cause conflict as well. Well done, Melissa. That's really good. Thank you for all your suggestions there, or your comments. Some really high quality ones there. And we'll move on to the next activity. And the next activity is called Two Statement MCQs, and that's because it's a multiple choice question with two statements. So in this case, statement 1, a sole trader has limited liability, and statement 2, decentralization is where decision making is spread out to include more junior managers in the hierarchy. Now, if you've read statements 1 and 2 and you think that they are both true, please put A in the chat window. If you think that statement 1 is true but statement 2 is false, put B. If you think statement 1 is false but statement 2 is true, put C. And if you think they're both false, put D. Answers coming through. Brilliant. Please, please, please do give it a go. If you're joining us live, do give this a go and attempt it. General agreement so far, in fact, universal agreement, I think. Lots of people going for C, saying that statement 1 is false and statement 2 is true. Let's have a look and reveal the answer. And I'm pleased to say that you're all absolutely right. Statement 1 is false because sole traders have unlimited liability. Limited and unlimited liability, often confused. So make sure you learn the correct definitions. Sole traders have unlimited liability. But you're quite right. Decentralization is indeed where decision making is spread out to include more junior managers. Given our previous activity, I'm pleased that you got that. Let's have a look at another one then. Another two-statement MCQ. And statement 1 this time reads: stock market flotation is where a business offers shares to the public on the stock market. Statement 2, piecework involves paying workers for each item produced. If you think they're both true, it's A. If you think 1 is true but 2 is false, it's B. If you think 1 is false but 2 is true, it's C. And if they're both false, it is D. Answers in the chat window, please. Great to see so many contributions and impressive to see some of them coming through so quickly. I think we're all in agreement here as well that A is the correct answer. Both statements are true. Stock market flotation is indeed when the business sells shares to the public on the stock market, and piecework involves paying workers for each item produced. Very good. One more of these two-statement MCQs. Statement 1, according to Maslow, esteem or ego needs must be satisfied before self-actualization needs can be used to motivate employees. Statement 2, collective bargaining is where workers negotiate individually in order to improve pay and conditions. Just as before, A if they're both true, B if 1 is true but 2 is false, C if 1 is false but 2 is true, and D if they are both false. Not quite the same agreement so far. Answer in the chat window, please. A few more seconds. Lots of C's and B's, I think. It's between B and C. And I can tell you that the answer is on the screen. We just need to decide which one it is. So it's between B and C. Let's have a look, please, Jim. Well done, those of you that put B. Statement 1 is true. Maslow did indeed say that esteem or ego needs must be satisfied before self-actualization needs can be used as a means of motivation. But statement 2 is false. Collective bargaining is where a trade union negotiates on behalf of a group of workers rather than individuals. So the trade union bargaining on behalf of them to improve pay and conditions. Well done if you got B. If you put C for that, hopefully you can see why B was the correct answer following that. So I'm going to hand over to you, G, for a bit of red herring, I think.
Thanks, Mike. So on screen, you will see 4 fishies. On each fish, there is a key term. One of them is the odd one out. The other 3 are linked. The odd one out is also known as the red herring. Jim, can we have the first one up, please? So, which of these is the red herring and what links the other 3? So we've got achievement, salary, supervision even, and working conditions. So what is the red herring? But more importantly, why? What links the other 3? So if you could type in the correct letter of which is the odd one out or the red herring, but what links the other links the other 3? What do we think? So we got we got 1 or 2 correct answers, but there is a little bit confusion, I think, between some of the others, which we're going to explore. A couple of more seconds for that one. What do we think? I'll give you a clue. It is related to the 2-factor theory, Hertzberg's 2-factor theory. Shall we reveal the answer? Well, it was achievement. So if we look at Hertzberg's 2-factor theory, Hertzberg argued that salary or pay, working conditions, and how you are supervised or how you are managed are all hygiene factors, which, according to Hertzberg, don't motivate, they simply reduce dissatisfaction. Hertzberg also argued that things like recognition and achievement are motivators. So again, it's a common area to get these sort of muddled up. But according to Hertzberg, working conditions, salary, and supervision, how you are supervised or your relationship with your management, how you're managed, are hygiene factors. The other one, achievement, is a motivator. Okay, shall we have a look at another red herring? So we've got delegation, job rotation, commission, and team working. So which is the red herring? What links the other 3? What do we think? So if you could type in a letter and then maybe, so I think the majority of going for the majority are going for C. What I think Holly there has put a link there in the chat. Shall we reveal the correct answer? What is the red herring? It is indeed, it is C, commission, as the others. So that is non-financial techniques to improve employee performance. So you've got things like job rotation. Remember, you've got job rotation, job enlargement, job enrichment, team working, delegation. There's a whole list of financial and non-financial methods of motivation on the Edexcel A-Level Business specification, which you need to be aware of. Commission is a financial method. Delegation, job rotation, and team working are all non-financial techniques to improve employee performance or motivation. I do believe it's Mike next. Over to you, Mike.
It's back to me. Thanks, G. So on the screen, we've got the elements of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And your task here is just to put them in order from lowest to highest, from bottom to top. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, put them in the correct order, please, from lowest to highest. You're going to put all 5 numbers in the chat window, but the order is the all-important thing. So from lowest to highest, what would be the lowest of those, and what would be next, third, fourth, and fifth? So answer in the chat window, please. All 5 numbers, please. Brilliant, thank you. They're coming through now. People working this out. We need to get each number in once, ideally. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're looking for lowest to highest. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. What do we think is the lowest? What's second, third, fourth, and fifth? Few more seconds on this. Keep the answers coming, please. Brilliant, thank you. Wonderful. Great stuff. Okay, so generally, a lot of people with self-actualization at the bottom there, from bottom to top, from lowest to highest, physiological needs, then safety, security needs. Third is social, and then esteem needs and self-actualization. Okay, the numbers now are correct from bottom to top, so don't necessarily correspond to what was on that previous slide. But physiological needs at the bottom, safety needs, social in the middle, and then we've got esteem or ego needs that we talked about before, and the highest of the elements is self-actualization. Remember, with Maslow, you have to satisfy each element before the next element can be motivational. So esteem or ego needs need to be satisfied before self-actualization needs can be motivational. Well done if you got that right. And I'm going to hand back to you, G, for the next activity.
Cheers, Mike. So this is a Give Me 3 activity. You have 60 seconds to give me 3 difficulties when someone moves from an entrepreneur to a leader. So 3 difficulties of moving from entrepreneur to leader. If you can get 1, great. If you can get 2, superb. If you can get 3, fantastic. Type your answers into the window of chat. Jim, start the music, please. Absolutely superb. Some great stuff. Oh. Superb. So I think I jumped in a little bit early there. So 3 difficulties of moving from an entrepreneur to a leader. Why we've chosen this one, it's been examined, I do believe, twice before, and it is an area that students have traditionally found difficult. So the need to delegate, and it was great to see lots of you picking that up in the chat window. So moving from entrepreneur to a leader, entrepreneur maybe traditionally has done everything within the business. As the business grows, and therefore there's a more of a need to lead the business, and therefore the need to delegate. Some entrepreneurs can find it difficult, and I think there was someone mentioned at the top, something maybe about relinquishing control. I think it was Zoe at the top there. Letting go of control is a fantastic way of putting it. So letting go of control and delegating can be a real challenge and difficulty. Learning to listen to others well. Maybe an entrepreneur started off doing everything and making all the decisions, now has to perhaps listen to others within the team. That can be difficult, as well as having an open mind. So it's a key part of the specification in relation to people. And You know, I wouldn't go far say it's an examiner favorite, but it's been examined a few times where you've had to assess the difficulties of moving from an entrepreneur to a leader in the context of a specific business. And the last time it was Ryanair, I do believe. But some great answers in the chat window. Brilliant. And I think that's all from me. And I think I'm going to hand you over to Mike for our last activity.
Thanks, G. Yeah, we're going to do some anagrams just to finish off. So you need to work out the business key term from the anagrams you're going to see on the screen. I think we've got 3 of these. Let's have a look at the first one. So this is actually a 2-word term that we're looking for. It's a 2-word term. You can put your answer in the chat window, please. What term is or can be revealed by jumbling up these letters? What business term are we looking for? It's a 2-word term. Give it a go. Put your answer in the chat window. Oh, very quick. Well done. We've got a right answer. Jemsky, well done. It is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost, the benefit lost from the next best alternative when making a choice. Really well done. That was very quick. Let's have a look at another one. If you didn't get that one, or you weren't the first, then give this one a go. This is another 2-word term. See if you can get what this is. More challenging, perhaps. Gnome, Jen, Albert, what term is hidden behind these jumbled up letters? Let's have a look at the correct answer, please, Jim. There we are. Job enlargement. Quite a challenging one. Job enlargement, though, is the was the term there. And last one here, folks. This is one word, a 1-word term. What are we looking for here? What's this? Cousin grout. What is it? What is the term related to the people topic, of course? What cousin grout? Few more seconds. Give it a go. Let's have a look at the answer then, Jim. A few people perhaps just close to getting this. There we are. Outsourcing. Outsourcing was the final one. I appreciate some of those may be a bit challenging and may not be everybody's cup of tea, but good to familiarize yourself with the terminology, a good way of doing that. So well done. And that brings us to the end of this evening's session.
Do you think anagram questions could be in the Edexcel exam this summer? What do you think?
Well, I wouldn't like to say, Jim, to be fair. I wouldn't like to say, but I'd be stunned if there were. Yes.
I love that
key terms
from Yasmin. No clue, mate. Why not?
Yeah,
exactly right.
Key terms. We did a lot on key terms today, and just because this week, I don't know what happened to my spectacles there. I've been doing a bit of a forensic analysis of the examiner's report, and knowledge and understanding is really shining through as an area of students to focus on. So I'm going to take those off. As an area to focus on in terms of, making sure you understand all the key terms on the specification, but also those confusing terms as well, like the difference between job enlargement and job enrichment, things like that. Span of control and chain of command. Anywhere those areas that you really need to knuckle down on. So when are the next sessions? Well, I think it's 5:30 next Tuesday, isn't it, Jim and Mike? I think that's what we're doing, 5:30
Term
next
time, 5:30 on a Tuesday. Yeah, regular. And we're going to work our way through the themes, aren't we, this term? So
yeah, we got a question there about, can you guys do one on answering a few past questions? Well, we will. We've done lots of those in the past, and we will be doing lots in the future. But at the minute, we're just focusing on getting our knowledge and understanding all buttoned down. And as we move towards the exams, we will do things like planning 12-mark questions, answering certain questions. Are MOPs necessary for exam questions? Well, sorry.
So I was just going to jump in there, G, with what you're saying about knowledge and understanding, because the 2-statement MCQ question we had there on stock market flotation, that came up a few years ago, and a lot of students confused it with stock management or inventory management. So just an illustration of the importance of understanding all of those terms. And I apologize for interrupting you.
I tell you what, if I was going to sum it up in one word, Mike, it would be the word precise. You have to be precise in your knowledge and understanding. And that stock market flotation one is a cracking example. I couldn't think of a better example. Stock market flotation, stock management was a key one. Are the lives you've done before on your YT channel? They are indeed. Yes, you can go to Tutor to our YouTube channel, and there are a library of Edexcel videos you can get a good with. Also, if you follow us, have I mentioned that? I don't think I've mentioned this before. If you follow us on Tutor to You Business on Instagram, we're also posting lots of videos on there, topic videos, business in the news. So please follow Tutor to You Business on Instagram.
Yeah, we've done about 50 or 60 Edexcel sessions over the last year and a half, 2 years or so. So a great way of doing a bit of revision if you're working independently or doing a bit of revision for mocks and tests. If you go to tutor2u.net/live, you'll be able to apply the filters. Just tick replay, pick A-Level Business, and then select any of the Edexcel sessions if you want to run through those videos. And you can also download all the PowerPoints as well, if you wish. Yeah, and it's well worth following the Instagram account because Graham and the team are doing lots of live, videos and revision questions, which will really help as well. And I think, yeah, so in terms of timetable, we don't schedule every session weeks and months in advance because basically YouTube doesn't like that. So we try to put a couple of weeks in advance into the schedule. You can find it on the YouTube channel. So if you subscribe to the Tutor to YouTube channel, you'll get a notification when a new live stream has been added to the calendar. So it might be worth doing that if you get a chance, and spread the word to your classmates if you think they might find it helpful as well. Anything else to say before we go, Mike? Graham, fantastic session. Really good answers as always.
Superb.
I think you've hit the nail on the head.
There we go.
And on that note,
I can't say much more than that. Look, well done, everyone. Thanks for joining us live. If you've been watching on replay and reached this far, well done as well. Hopefully you found the session useful. Please do give it a thumbs up. And also, if there's any comments you've got about the session, the format, or any topics you'd like us to cover, add them to the comments section as soon as we finish this live stream. This video is a full replay available on this link. Please add them to the comments. Any feedback you've got, if you found it useful, that's even more appreciated, always appreciated. And we'll try to reply to those as they come in. And well, if you've got nothing in your diary this time next week, 5:30 on a Tuesday, we'll be back again for some more Edexcel A-Level Business revision. So from all three of us, see you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.